ago, maybe 10 years, 12 years ago, I used to come here and I used to teach some of the students in different classrooms how to eat nutrition foods and how to cook them, and how to manage their budget.
At this very
Yes,
site?
yes.
Oh my
And so I
God.
did that for a couple of years, and I would come once a week. And so it's great to be. That's why I didn't want to tour. I was like, I know this place. I know where the bathrooms are. I know where everything is. And so accomplishments. We have been able to introduce major bills that we campaigned on, like canceling student debt, making sure that young people don't have to pay back the money that they borrowed for college. So that's, I think, a big accomplishment that we've been able to do. We have also had what we call amendments, so 12 amendments passed as a freshman is a big accomplishment. And those amendments range from the making sure that there's a permanent establishment of the Global Justice Office that deals with crimes that happen around the world, and the office that sort of deal with people seeking justice in the United States for it. We've also been able to look at how aid is given in some of the Northern Triangle countries like El Salvador and Guatemala and Honduras, and to make sure that money isn't being used to brutalize people, and that the government is being held accountable. There's proper standards. We've also been able to find ways to allocate money as one of the amendments for housing and development. And so we've been working. What is my biggest regret? Some days getting to Congress feels like a regret. It's a lot of traveling, and it becomes exhausting. But I feel the reward when I get to be in rooms like this and get to have conversations with people like you and actually get to see some of the programs that we work to make sure that they're getting funded, and the kind of impact they're having on everyday people.
GED, I've heard she's got 5 more minutes. GED, what's your question? Go ahead, Cleo.
Right here, we want to know, what are you gonna do and what should Democrats do to prevent Trump from being reelected?
Everything. I mean, my hopes is that for the high crimes and misdemeanors he's committed, we are able to impeach him, so hopefully we'll get rid of him. And I think just in general, we have a really tough election coming up, and it's going to be really important for everyone who has the ability to vote to go out and vote, and for everyone who does not have that privilege yet to help their fellow citizens, their neighbors, their friends get registered and vote. What will be on the ballot is the moral conscience of our country. What will be on the ballot is progress in funding housing. What will be on the ballot is upholding civil rights. What will be on the ballot is making sure that we have full education, not just these kind of programming, but for our children as well. What will be on the ballot is having a just immigration system. What will be on the ballot is to have communities not pinned against one another. My success should not be a hindrance for your success. We both succeed. We get to uplift all of our communities, and that is going to be on the ballot next year. And so we all have an obligation and opportunity to move our country forward to the one we all deserve.
That's an exciting agenda. Thank you.
3 more class questions. Let's make this quick. Let's fit everybody in. I know you're prepared. Basic, what's your question?
Uba, go ahead.
My name is Oba, and do you again for the election again in 2001?
Ooh, tough question. That feels so far away. I, at the moment, don't see why not. So I will be I mean, I always say you get what you organize for, so hopefully we do a good enough job, where it won't even feel like we're running for office again, and we'll just elect us.
Okay.
Intermediate, what's your question?
My name is Ifrah. I heard that people who have been on welfare cannot be citizens. How can you help us become citizens?
So the first one, we're trying to fight against some of really the cruel and horrendous policies that this administration is pushing, right? There shouldn't be a litmus test on how poor you are in order to become a citizen and permanent resident. And that seems crazy to me, that most of us come to this country for opportunity. There are roadblocks to that opportunity where we work very hard for the opportunity to become a permanent resident, to be a citizen, and to say just because you remain poor, that you can't have that sounds ridiculous to me. And for, a billionaire who got his money from his father, to dictate what hard work really looks like, is also ridiculous. So we're gonna try to make sure that that's not a policy that gets implemented. And citizenship, what we're trying to do is try to limit many of the barriers that exist. So whether it is trying as an office, help people get answers for why their applications aren't being processed, where they are in the system, trying to move them along in that system. We do that in our office, so if you need help with that, let us know. Working with the other nonprofit agencies that work around citizenship and help with immigrant rights. But I think legislatively, we're trying to make sure that there are enough resources so the processing is up to speed to the level of requests that are coming.
Final question, beginning class.
I have a question. The question is that Donald Trump, when he started.
Sorry,
we have one more class question.
Hi, my
So
name
we're
is Ahmed Salah. I have this question. How are you going to make the federal minimum, which is $50?
It's an excellent question.
What was the
and
question?
what's the government going to do to increase the minimum wage to $50? And so many people know that I was an organizer, and so I fought very hard for a really long time in community, in the streets, trying to make policymakers understand how important it was to get $15 minimum wage. And so a month and a half ago, we were actually able to pass the legislation that I'm co-sponsoring to raise the minimum wage to $50 in the House. Now it's stuck at the graveyard of the Senate with Mitch McConnell, and so we're hoping, right, as citizens, as community members, that we're calling our senators, pushing them, making them understand how urgent it is for them to finish the work that the House did, and hopefully try to see if this president is sane enough to pass it into law. If not, we'll replace him with a president that's sane to do that.
Thank you.
All right.
Beautiful, thank you so much. There's no time for selfies, but whoever wants to be in a picture with Ilhan, we're gonna pose in a group shot right here. Time's of the essence. Easy lady. Island, whoever wants to be in the group photo. Volunteers, navigators, teachers.